Hello there. After heatwave conditions this summer for Northern Europe, things are starting to cool down, freshen up just a little. Two areas of cloud to point out to you. One, an area of low pressure that's starting to form in the North Sea, affecting Scandinavia. Another, some shower clouds into the Black Sea across Eastern Europe. Still, we've got the heat here, but you can see the yellow tones, the fresher conditions starting to develop further north and west. But there will be a good slice of dry, sunny weather to look out for. Yes, we've got some showers close to the Black Sea, but for the bulk of Turkey, for mainland Greece, it's fine and settled. Some sharper showers up into the Balkans, central and northern Italy, along with the Alps. But for much of Spain and Portugal, it's fine and settled and still quite warm with it here. High 20s, not out of the question. A blanket of cloud and a cooler feel into France, the Low Countries. There's that unsettled weather into Scandinavia, also affecting the far north of the UK as well. Another weather front will bring cloud and rain, and again, we'll continue with that fresher feel for the start of the weekend. Further south, it's certainly the best place to be for the settled, sunnier weather at the moment. Summer still not departing yet, but the forecast over the next few days shows a good slice of dry weather, albeit fresher, but the temperatures will start to pick up into France. As for Eastern Europe, it's still fine and settled with some decent spells of sunshine. Hello there. There are a couple of hurricanes in the East Pacific I'd like to point out to you. One is Olivia. Well, she at the moment is way out over open waters, but expected potentially to track towards the islands of Hawaii into the early half of next week. Now, this is Norman, obviously closer to the big island. It's not expected to make direct landfall, but nevertheless, it's going to bring huge storm surge, rough seas over the next couple of days, and some damaging gusts of wind. So certainly it's going to be one we'll need to keep a close eye on. Now, elsewhere, West Coast looks largely fine and settled across North America at the moment, but the remnants of Gordon still being felt. This hurricane continues to track its way inland, now a depression, obviously, but it's bringing some very heavy rain across the Mississippi Valley, and it will bring the potential for localised flooding. At the same time, this weather front just to the south of the Great Lakes, the dividing line between cooler, fresher air to the north and west, still pretty hot and humid in that southeast corner. So along that east coast by the middle of Friday afternoon, it's cool and breezy up into the east of Canada, and here temperatures a little more subdued. We've got some showery outbreaks of rain into New York, stretching its way really down into parts of Detroit. And then further south, it's fine, settled and sunny for Tennessee and into Georgia. So if we take a look, you can see that rain there into New York with temperatures likely to stay in the mid-20s. Hello there. It's been a relatively quiet hurricane season in the Atlantic and the Caribbean, but there is a Hurricane Florence that I just need to point out to you. Now, at the moment you can see it's well away from any land, but it is potentially expected to track towards the islands of Bermuda during the early half of next week. So we'll keep you updated on the developments of that. Until then, a scattering of showers, as you can see quite clearly, across many of the Caribbean islands, but they're not causing too much of an issue, and they will be interspersed with lengthy spells of sunshine. It's a similar story as well across parts of Central America and also up into Mexico. Showers here perhaps a little more frequent. So the story over the next few days, sunny spells and scattered showers for most, although it's fine and settled for Kingston, Jamaica. As for South America, it's business as usual, really. We've got our rains up into the north, close to the Amazon basin. We've got some rain to the southern tip of Chile. With elevation, it's snow, but sandwiched in between the two, things are largely fine and quiet. So Venezuela, Colombia, we'll see some sharper showers, maybe some showers into the far north of Brazil as well. But elsewhere, it's fairly settled. And for some of the major cities, is a good slice of sunshine with temperatures perhaps into the mid-20s. Now, it's a little bit warmer than it was a week or so ago across northern parts of Argentina with some sunshine. There's that wet and windy weather down to the south, as I've mentioned. So Rio de Janeiro will keep some sunshine and some warmth over the next few days. It's looking promising. Hello there. Plenty to talk about in Asia at the moment. The typhoon may have eased away from Japan, but there's some heavy rain in the vicinity coming from this weather front. And in actual fact, if we take a look at the satellite picture, you can see the cloud that's been spilling down from the north, and it will continue to bring some heavier rain across southern parts of China, into the Korean Peninsula and also into Japan. So for the next few days, it is going to stay pretty unsettled. Some wet weather here That rain will continue into Japan, across the Korean Peninsula, and down, as I say, into southern China. To the north of that, it's fine and settled. Beijing seeing temperatures into the high 20s. Showers across Vietnam and Thailand. Some heavier showers as well into the North Philippines. A little bit quieter further south. So our city forecast then looks likely to keep these showers going. Beijing seeing the best of the weather still. Those temperatures likely to peak into the high 20s. Not looking too bad into Seoul towards the end of the week. Now for Australia, things are largely fine and quiet. We've got a little bit of fair weather clouds and some showers to the east, and it has been windy and wet into parts of Tasmania. That frontal system eases away. At the same time for New Zealand, it has been very windy, rather cool across the North Island, and some very heavy rain. Now that has eased away, as you can see quite clearly, leaving a trail of showers in its wake on Friday. Temperatures not as bad as they were through the middle of Thursday afternoon. And things will improve as we move towards the weekend. Hello there. Let's take a look at what to expect then across South Asia. Still some heavy rain to talk about, all tied into the monsoon. We've had a deep depression that's formed through the Bay of Bengal, and it's produced through West Bengal into Uttar Pradesh the heaviest of the rainfall. That's likely to be the case as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. We have severe weather warnings in force, stretching up through Bangladesh, also affecting Nepal as well, but the heaviest of the rain certainly through West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh. Now to the south of that, a few showers along that west coast just to the south of Mumbai, but it's largely fine and quiet. Let's move further north and west, not looking too bad into Pakistan. Generally, as we move up into the stans, things are largely fine and quiet. Kazakhstan seeing a little bit of fair weather cloud and maybe a few showers from that, but generally speaking, those temperatures still into the high 20s, low 30s by the middle of the afternoon. We'll see a few showers into Pakistan, not amounting to too much. There's those showers I was talking about through Mumbai, down across that Kerala coastline, but they will be very isolated indeed. And to the south of that and to the east of that with a little more shelter, it's fine and it's settled. So the story for the city forecast over the next few days shows a good slice of dry, sunny weather in the offing, and temperatures in Islamabad sitting into the mid-30s, it's expected. Colombo as well, fine, settled and sunny. Tashkent with highs of 30 degrees. Elsewhere there will be a few scattered showers to look out for. Hello there. A weather forecast for the Middle East coming up shortly, but first of all, let's take a look at what's happening in Africa, where the seasonal rain patterns are still pretty predictable at this time of year. We've got the heaviest of the rain close to the Gulf of Guinea, in particular affecting Cameroon and up into Nigeria. And if we take a look, those showers will drift their way from east to west. There's some heavier rains expected across Liberia and up into Sierra Leone. So nothing out of the ordinary, but some of that rain could produce some localised flooding. So it's there close to the equator, stretching right across towards the Ethiopian highlands. To the south of that, we've also got some rain into Cape Town. Welcome rain here through the course of Friday. But it does look as though it's an improving picture as we move out of the weekend into the early half of next week. Temperatures are likely to peak into the low to mid 20s. Now further north of that, we've still got plenty of sunshine into Khartoum and still plenty of heat with temperatures into the high 30s. So we're going to stay with that theme of heat and plenty of sunshine with it as well, and move to the Middle East, where it looks likely that we'll continue to see a settled story with just a light breeze. So no concerns over lifted dust as well, those temperatures peaking perhaps into the mid-40s by the middle of the day. So the city forecast will show little in the way of change. As I started off by saying, it's business as usual. Lots of hot, dry, settled weather. And again, those temperatures still peaking into the mid-40s.